Red Bull Racing has been very successful at producing world champion racing drivers, and this is all due to its junior program. Just a few of the drivers to come through the program are Sebastian Vettel, Daniel Ricciardo, Max Verstappen, Pierre Gasly, and Carlos Sainz Jr. What is the program exactly? How is it funded? And how does it work? Stay tuned to find out. First, let's dive into the history of Red Bull in F1. Between 1995 and 2005, Red Bull was the main sponsor of Sauber Formula One team. The owner of Red Bull, Dietrich Mateschitz, also bought majority ownership of the team. This sponsorship continued until about 2004, and it wasn't just because of their ambitions to have their own team. The reason was that Sauber had signed Kimi Räikkönen as a driver who was criticized for not having enough experience for Formula One. One of those critics was FIA president Max Mosley. Instead of Räikkönen, Red Bull were pushing for Enrique Bernaldi to be racing with Sauber. This caused Red Bull to sell its majority share in Sauber, and they continued with sponsorship until 2005. That's because they had bigger plans. In 2004, the Jaguar racing team was put up for sale, and Red Bull committed $400 million of investment over 3 years to secure the purchase. Soon after, Red Bull announced that Adrian Newey was joining the team. Newey is one of the most successful F1 engineers of all time and had already won championships with Williams and McLaren at the time. Then in 2007, Red Bull switched to Renault engines, and then in 2009 promoted Sebastian Vettel to the team driver alongside Mark Webber. Vettel had an outstanding season at Toro Rosso in 2007 and became the youngest driver ever to win a Formula One race at the Italian Grand Prix, up until Max Verstappen in 2016. This was the real beginning of the powerhouse that Red Bull is today. But where did Sebastian Vettel come from? How did Red Bull get their hands on such a young talent? Now, the Red Bull Junior Team 2001. Since 2001, Red Bull has had a junior program to help the team secure up-and-coming talent. It was known as the Red Bull European Driver Program and sponsors young drivers who they see a long-term future with. The program is overseen by former F1 driver Helmut Marko. It's safe to say that the program has paid off. It has produced 2 world champions, Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen, bringing many more youngsters to the sport who are now big names. Other graduates include Daniel Ricciardo, Alex Albon, and Daniil Kvyat. The way it works is that young drivers are rewarded with promotions to a higher category. If a driver does well in Formula 3, Red Bull might bump them up to Formula 2. Red Bull doesn't run any of these junior teams themselves, but instead they can provide sponsorship or funds to smaller teams to get their drivers more experience. Sometimes there is tension between the two teams. The Red Bull Racing team is managed by Christian Horner, and the Red Bull Junior team is managed by Helmut Marko. At the 2021 Mexican Grand Prix, Christian Horner blamed junior driver Yuki Tsunoda for ruining Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez's qualifying laps. Next, Scuderia Toro Rosso. Red Bull purchase Minardi. A key part of the Red Bull hierarchy is the junior Formula One team. Red Bull has their premier Formula One Red Bull Racing team, but also owns a junior team that they use as a testing ground for potential talent. In 2005, a year after purchasing Jaguar to form the Red Bull Racing team, the company also bought the team Minardi. Toro had never been a top-tier team, but had been a stepping stone for some big names in Formula One, including Fernando Alonso and Mark Webber. And this is the same function that Red Bull envisioned the team having. Red Bull originally called the team Scuderia Toro Rosso as part of an agreement with Minardi to pay respect to the team's Italian heritage. They also kept the headquarters in Faenza, Italy. Having a junior team is a way for Red Bull to develop the skills of their young drivers. This includes monitoring them and giving an experience of what Formula One is like. Helmut Marko has said that the junior team also gives Red Bull a big advantage cost-wise. It means they don't have to spend as much signing big names like other teams do. Once they are in Toro Rosso, they have already proven themselves, and if they continue to do well, the Red Bull team is a natural step. How do the two teams interact with each other? And how did Max Verstappen come up through the junior program? Don't go anywhere, because all of that is coming up next. Next, using 2 teams to test drivers and technology. The only win Toro Rosso had was with Vettel in 2007, but the team scored a respectable 500 points in their history, and it was a key part of the Red Bull Academy where drivers like Sebastian Vettel, Daniel Ricciardo, and Max Verstappen had their first taste of Formula One. But many drivers who made it up to the Red Bull team were quickly demoted back down to Toro Rosso. While former Red Bull drivers Alex Albon and Pierre Gasly are racing in Formula One this year, many prospects like Daniil Kvyat and Brent Brendan Hartley don't make the cut and have to try and move on to different racing leagues. The demotion can really damage a driver's confidence, especially because they've been moving up in the Red Bull hierarchy for so long. Toro Rosso was also used to test certain technologies, like the use of Honda as an engine supplier before it would be used for the Red Bull cars. In 2020, the team was renamed Scuderia AlphaTauri as part of Red Bull's branding for its fashion brand, AlphaTauri. But according to Red Bull team boss Christian Horner, it's also a way to reflect AlphaTauri's greater ambitions, and this also signaled more cooperation between the two teams, who are sharing more data and equipment than ever before. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the sharing of resources between the two teams was a huge part of the cost-cutting needed to survive. Up next, the Max Verstappen era. Max Verstappen is the hottest property in Formula One right now. He's the reigning world champion and has been applauded by many as one of the greatest drivers of his generation already. Red Bull have made sure that they have Verstappen as part of their team until at least 2028. They signed a new contract earlier this year worth $55 million a year. Max has said that he would be happy driving with the team for the rest of his career. Verstappen made his way up through the Red Bull Junior program and into the Toro Rosso team at the age of 17. He went on to impress there, and after 2 seasons, he was promoted to the Red Bull team to replace Daniil Kvyat. On his debut race with Red Bull at the 2015 Spanish Grand Prix, Verstappen went on to win it after the two Mercedes collided with each other. Verstappen was partnered with Ricciardo, who was also very impressed in his first season when he outscored Sebastian Vettel. Ricciardo managed to outperform Verstappen in their first 2 seasons together, but the tension between the two got worse and worse, and they collided twice on the track. Then after Verstappen dominated him in 2018, Ricciardo decided it was time for a change and moved over to Renault. Daniel felt that Red Bull were giving Max preferential treatment. This is the Red Bull model, to invest a lot in young drivers like Vettel and Verstappen before the next young gun comes along. It's hard to say how long the Verstappen era will last, but he doesn't look like he's losing his mojo anytime soon. Next, funding the enterprise. How do the numbers look for Red Bull Racing? What is the business model like? Well, let's just say they aren't exactly making money. In 2016, figures showed that Red Bull directly funded a third of the revenue for the racing team, which came out over $300 million. So for the energy drink company, the team is a way to market its product and brand to millions of people. Red Bull identifies itself with extreme sport, and nothing is more extreme than driving the fastest cars on the planet. That is how they've been able to transform a failing F1 team into a world championship winning outfit. One of the biggest advantages of Red Bull Racing is that they're not solely focused on money. Billionaire Dietrich Mateschitz is the owner of Red Bull and has been a motorsports fanatic for decades. And Mateschitz himself has invested millions of his own money into motorsport. This just shows how this interest in racing is much deeper than the value of his company. There are a few billionaire owners in the paddock these days, but with a net worth of $25 billion, Mateschitz has the deepest pockets of them all. Who is your favorite driver to come out of the Red Bull Junior team? Is there any other team that has recruited more successful drivers? Let us know what you think down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.